Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Becca and it's 2022 and it's time to decide what classics I would like to read this year. Now, last year I did choose 10 classics to read and my goal again this year is to read 10 classics at least. However, I'm going to only select 8 to leave 2 open, just in case. This might make it a little bit, I don't know, more likely for me to complete this challenge if I do. But who knows? We'll see. Also, do we like this light in the back? Is that weird? I don't know. I'm going to keep it in there. But without further ado, let's talk about the 8 classics that I would like to read in 2022. First is an Agatha Christie. I read a lot of Agatha Christie a couple years ago and have not read any since. So I'd really like to read The Murder of Roger Ackroyd. This would actually technically be a reread, but it's been so long since I read this, I really don't remember a single thing about it, which is great for a mystery because then I won't be able to guess what happens. So I'm really excited to read this. This is a part of the Hercule Poirot series. I don't know. Number 4 in the series. This one gets a lot of praise, so I'm excited to reread it. The next book is Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. I've heard a lot, I feel like, about this book specifically in the last year, so I'm excited to read it. I'm also excited to read more classics not written by white people, so I'm excited for this one. Do I know anything about it? No. Let's find out together what this book is about. Okay, with lyrical precision, psychological directness, resonating symbolic power, and a rage that is at once unrelenting and compassionate, Baldwin chronicles a 14-year-old boy's discovery one Saturday in March 1935 of the terms of his identity as the stepson of the minister of a storefront Pentecostal church in Harlem. Baldwin's rendering of his protagonist's spiritual, sexual, and moral struggle of self-invention opened new possibilities in the American language and in the way Americans understand themselves. Intriguing. Does that really tell you anything about this book? Not really. I'm assuming it's a coming-of-age story. But yeah, I've heard so many good things about this lately, so I think it'll be a great book to annotate too, and I'm excited about doing that again. To continue with my Jane Austen, I am going to be reading Sense and Sensibility. I don't know anything about this one. Jane Austen's first published novel. I did not know this was her first work, or her first published work. Entertaining tale of flirtation and folly that revolves around 2 starkly different sisters, Eleanor and Marianne Dashwood. Okay, so I think this is what a Girl Wants with Amanda Bynes is based off of, because the last name is Dashwood. Both are looking for a husband, reason, passion. I'm excited to read this. I think it'll be really good, since I haven't really seen much about it. The next one on my list is only on this list because I bought it this year, last year, I don't remember, and I loved the cover so much. So I would like to read it since I did buy it. And that's this beautiful copy of Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. I'm excited for this gothic romance. This book is really heavy too. It's very heavy. I mean, like, I technically know what this book is about. So I know how it ends, but I don't know how we get there. I don't really know much about the development of the story, so I'm excited to read it. And again, this cover is just gorgeous. It's very long. Why did I pick so many long books? Problem solved, because this book, which was on my list last year, is one that I hope to actually read this year. The Haunting of Hill House by Shirley Jackson. I think the reason I kind of felt intimidated by my classics TBR from last year, or from 2021, was because I put so many like Halloween themed, or like, you know, you want to read those around Halloween time. I think I put like 3 or 4. And I'm like, I can't read all of these in October. That's not fun. So I only have one that is specifically like Halloween-esque, and I'm really excited to read this. I'm currently on page 65 from 2 years ago. I don't think I really need to reread the beginning though, because I feel like nothing's really happened, but it's still stuck with me, which is very strange because I can like picture exactly what happened in the beginning. So I'm excited to actually finally read this, and who knows, maybe I'll feel okay watching the adaptation afterwards. Probably not, but you never know. Next is a children's classic that I am so excited to read. That's Anne of Green Gables. I got this adorable copy at my used bookstore, and it's in like perfect condition, and it was a used copy, so I'm really excited about this. I think it's adorable. I'm so excited to actually read Anne of Green Gables. I love the Netflix adaptation. I love like the 80s adaptation with Megan Follows. Like, I love Anne of Green Gables. I'm so excited to read the book. And it should be a quick one since it's a children's book. Next, I have Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. I did read The Age of Innocence in 2020, I believe, and while I thought the writing was good and the subject matter was interesting, I found it kind of a little boring, so I'm hoping that this shorter one is a lot better. And I did end up picking this up for a book club, and I don't remember what it was, but I'm really excited to read this one. And it's interesting because it says, in one of American fiction's finest and most intense narratives, Edith Wharton moves this ill-starred trio toward their tragic destinies. So I'm getting Great Gatsby vibes. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. Short. And then the last book that's on this TBR, which I'm not saying I'm gonna finish this because I'm not gonna set myself up to failure. But Anna Karenina, which was on my TBR last year, I did end up reading the first like third of this, and I do really like it. It's just a lot, and I want to take my time with it, I think. So I'm hoping to read at least the next chunk of it, and I will be vlogging it. So that'll come out later this year, hopefully, if I get to it. But yeah, I'd really like to get like maybe up to page 450 and then have the next chunk for 2023. Or who knows, maybe by the time I get to the halfway point, I won't want to put it down. So we'll see. And that is the very short TBR for my classics this year. Like I said, that's only 8 books and 2. I'm hoping to read 10, so I left 2 off just in case there's something that, I don't know, speaks to me sometime this year, or if I buddy read or do something like that, or follow a book club. I do know my library book club, we're reading, I think we have a classic coming this year, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, so it's open. I'm hoping to read more. I really enjoy reading classics when I want to. This year I did not. I just wanted to read romance. But I think it was like kind of this craze with wanting to read 200 books because I could. And I don't think I want to do that like on purpose this year per se. I mean, I won't say like if I get to 100 books I'm stopping and I'm not reading anymore for the rest of the year. But I'm not gonna like force myself to read faster, or not that I really force myself to read faster, I just read fast in general because that's how my brain works. But yeah, it would be nice to be able to read these 8 books and possibly 2 others. Now, I was going to film a reaction video to see how many of my classics I read, but it was taking too much work and I'm lazy. But if you're curious, I did not read many books on that TBR at all, so this will be just another great time for the end of the year to shame myself for the classics that I said I was going to read and probably won't. But hey, it's fun. I like making TBRs and I might read these books this year, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're reading any of these classics this year and you want to do a buddy read, I would not say no to that. Or if you've read some of these classics, which one should I read first? And that'll be it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye.